The following video is
an opinion piece. It is a list of basically our opinions of whatever it is that this video is about.
In other words, don't get butthurt.
If a game that you like doesn't make one of our lists, just remember, these are our opinions. You're entitled to yours. And please, share your opinions with us. We'd love to read them in the comments.
Number 10.
Number 10 is Gremlins 2. Because very few movie games are just as fun to play as this one. I've always loved this game, and when I found it in our very first episode, I was very happy. It's a game from my childhood, and it's one of the few movie license games that's really good on the NES. It's a great overhead platform game. Played this when I was a kid, and I still play it now.
Number 9.
Number 9 is Ninja Gaiden. I have reoccurring nightmares of respawning enemies because of this game, and I love it. Because every time I'd make the jump, the enemy would respawn and knock me back. And then I'd kill the enemy, go to make the jump, he'd respawn and knock me back. So much fun with the frustration.
Number 8.
Number 8 is Gradius. I've always been a fan of the side-scrolling shooters, and Gradius is pretty much as good as it gets. Fan of every Gradius game. And this one, no different. Still love it. Still play it. I mean, it's Gradius.
Gokai 7!
Number 7 is Crystalis. The Nintendo was already dead by the time I found this game. It is probably one of the best action-oriented RPG type games that I've played. Besides maybe The Legend of Zelda. It's a great game. I love it. And I would recommend everybody pick it up and try it one time. Trust me, you'll love it.
6!
Number 6 is The Legend of Zelda. Because it's The Legend of Zelda. There's no other reason for it. Top-down action-adventure game of exploration. You can play it in your own way. No two people play Zelda in the same order, and that's what makes it great.
Number 5. Freeze.
Number 5 is Maniac Mansion. Everything that you can do in this, the freedom in this game. You can blow up a hamster. No, seriously, you can take a hamster and put it in a microwave and blow it up. It's in the game. And then talk to the kid that owns the hamster and tell him what you've done. Exploring a House of Crazies is just a lot of fun.
The Keegan 4.
Number 4 is Contra. It's fucking Contra.
Exterma 3.
Number 3 is Castlevania 3. I've always loved the Castlevania games. All the NES ones. Even the one that most people hate, Simon's Quest, is dear to me. But 3 was the perfect blend of gameplay and difficulty. Something about it just feels like they got the entire thing right. Stairs are still a bitch, though.
hold me.
Number 2 is Mega Man 2. Of all the Mega Man games, this is the one I could probably still beat on one life. And Metal Man. Oh, and the music kicks fucking ass. Before I get to my number 1, a few honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list. The first one is the Sunsoft Batman game.
Batman!
Game. Exactly.
Okay.
It's a great game. And
it's Batman.
And its follow-up game, Batman Return of the Joker, is actually a really good game too. It's really hard to find. I want that one. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, another game that I could probably... Well, I'm as ChargerCon proved, I'm rusty on that game. Life Force, another shoot 'em up in the same vein as R-Type, Gradius, but love it. Scheherazade, a top-down Zelda-esque RPG based on the Arabian Nights Tales. And Conquest of the Crystal Palace, because it's an action platformer RPG, and it's fun.
Of Doom.
Yes, of Doom. My number one game is not what's playing behind me, because I currently don't own a copy of that game. But number one is Dragon Warrior / Quest 3. Of all the RPGs on the NES, that is the RPG. And sadly, I don't own it. But really, Dragon Warrior 2 set the pace for what became Dragon Warrior 3. Dragon Warrior 3's the game. Just look at the Japanese sales for that game. Dragon Warrior 3 is one of the highest selling, if not the highest selling, Dragon Warrior of all time. It is the most beloved game in that franchise, and there's a reason for that. It tells the story of the hero that is mentioned in the first two games and how he became that legend. And it leads into what eventually becomes the first game by showing you a glimpse of the bad guy that you face in the first game. So my number one game on the NES is Dragon Warrior 3. I've always loved the Mega Man.
You should totally keep that one, Robert.
Genius.